seated practice here today in the windy outdoors of my Costa Rican yard. Wondering if you can hear me at all. And yeah, wherever you are, just enjoying your environment and your surrounding for a moment. Perhaps if it's difficult to, but if you can, thinking of something grateful, something you can be grateful for. I'm grateful for this breeze of wind, whether you can hear me or not, because of how hot it is these days outside. Grateful for my glasses that I can see from a distance. I'm grateful for this mat that I don't have to sit on to the crunchy leaves, even though sometimes that's nice. I am grateful for these comfy overalls someone gave me. I am also grateful for this little heart my daughter made me. Bringing that to my heart, holding it close, maybe bringing your hands over top of each other, crossing them over top, honoring your body, this vessel that came with your spirit this round, and honoring it with a somaste. May we all be connected to our body, our oneness, our community, our country, our earth, our love, and bringing all of that action into our conscious living. And may we affirm this in our somatic self. I'm going to bring my heart over here, my heart over there. My heart is everywhere. I hope you can join me in my upcoming yoga classes live if you'd like to on Tuesday night, Saturday mornings, and Sunday afternoon Central Time. But I always have a variety of videos on my YouTube channel as well. I tend to be alone a lot here, especially without a car, without travel these days. I'm only moving when necessary and for work. And so my way of connecting to others is through my videos. So I hope that you get a chance to watch them and follow along if that ever feels good for you. Hopefully the wind doesn't cut out my voice too much. I just love this area, even though it's not right in the center of anything. It's a little complicated to move around. I really feel grateful for the outdoors, jungle, farm vibes that I have here. I'm grateful that the girls' school bus drives right past here and picks them up on days where they go to school and drops them off. I'm grateful for my breath. So often we take that for granted, don't we? Grateful for the body, as I said before, which we often also take for granted. Grateful for my mind and the creative thoughts that flow, but also the tools and the ability to sometimes quiet down those thoughts so we can just better connect to that flow of energy, that consciousness or spirit, if you'd like to call it that. So the first thing I like to do is get myself into a comfortable position. Today I'm seated. You don't have to be seated. If you want to lie down, lie down. If you want to be standing, standing. But whatever those contact points are, on the mat, on the floor, on the earth, feel those connection points. Creating a safety, a foundation for this practice today. And then you can just begin to listen to the inflow and outflow of your breath. Not manipulating it in any way, just noticing the qualities of it, and perhaps just that noticing itself will help it to begin to naturally slow down, fill up, and fully release. And we won't hold or lock our breath here in any way, we'll just allow it to flow in and out of the body. And you might close your eyes or let the eyes get slightly heavy and weighted. Help you come a little bit more within, ridding of the external visuals. And listening to the sound of your breath. Helping to guide you into the present moment and the now. And your mind may like to drift off every once in a while into perhaps what happened before this class or what may happen after. There's no need to be in either of those places, just accepting yourself when you find yourself slipping off into either direction, coming back into that sound of your breath, helping to connect you here and now. Really honoring yourself for being here, and as you connect to those contact points, doing a slightly slow body scan, connecting to the breath, connecting to the contact points on the earth, and then slowly moving your intention and your awareness of your mind through the feet and the lower legs, and into the knees and upper legs. We're just noticing any signals or messages the body's trying to give us. Moving through the hips, and the lower back and belly, into the upper belly, mid-back, into the chest, the lungs, the heart, the upper back, the hands, the wrists, the forearms and the elbows, the upper arms, the shoulders, the collarbones, the whole neck, whether it's the back, sides, and front of the neck. Perhaps guiding the crown of the head a little higher up towards the sky, just lengthening that neck out even further. Maybe tucking the chin in slightly, getting a lengthening in the back of the neck. And breathing into the facial muscles, the ears, the back of the head, all the way up to the forehead, finally the crown of the head. Maybe taking the next few breaths, very cleansing as you inhale. Feel that energy again flow all the way through the body with the inhale. And as it reaches the crown of the head on the exhale, that breath surrounds you, releasing what you no longer need to hold on to while still exhaling love and care for yourself, and perhaps even protecting your peripersonal space, your aura, with that intention itself. Again, inhaling, that breath flowing through the body, noticing if it's getting caught, blocked in any areas as it's flowing, making its way all the way to the crown of the head. And then exhale, allowing that breath to flow out around us. One more time, again, inhale, flow that breath through. Perhaps noticing now if that's moving a little bit more flowingly and clearly all the way through to the crown of your head. And exhale, allowing that breath to spill out around you. Maybe using the arms like I just was there. If you had your eyes open, you probably noticed what I was doing here. First, you can just bring the hands to prayer, or you can bring the hands crossed over each other, honoring the body here. As you start to fill up on the inhale, feeling that energy moving through the body. As it gets to the area of the heart, bringing the hands to prayer and guiding those arms up overhead, all the way to the sky. If that feels good, always honoring ourselves. And then exhale as you're releasing that breath, creating an egg-like shape with the arms all the way back down to the earth. And then again, inhale, hands to the heart. As the energy reaches the heart and the lungs, this center space, bringing the arms up all the way to the sky as you finish your inhale. And then exhale, bringing the arms around, all the way back down to the earth with the release of breath. And then again, guiding them to the heart, inhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then just bringing those hands onto your lap. Let's guide a few hip circles here, just nourishing out that second chakra, our Svadhisthana. Moving our breath and flowing those hips in circles. On the inhale, we bring the chest a little closer to the earth. On the exhale, chest coming further away. You can use the hands as stabilizers on the knees. Just moving a few ways in each direction. This is just a nice, soft, loving practice. Moving in the other direction now. Still inhale, chest coming towards the earth, rotating towards the opposite knee. Exhale, bringing that behind. Again, inhale forward, rounding the hips. Exhale. And again. And only allowing those hip circles to go as big as feels comfortable for you today. Each day we feel different. We honor ourselves. Yoga should be accessible to all abilities, all levels, all ages, all genders. We need to remember it's not a competition within others. It's a loving and honoring within ourselves. We're going to guide a little seated twist. You can switch that cross-legged position if that feels good for you. If you've been sitting too long in one position, feel free to do so. The right arm is going to come behind you. Left palm is going to come to the outside of the right knee. We're going to inhale. Bring breath into the body, and on the exhale, you're going to press into the outside of that right knee, squeezing the abdominals. As you're releasing the breath, your body is beginning to twist over to the right. And wherever that exhale ends, you stay where you are, and then inhale, fill up. Exhale, press and twist a little bit further. This may be a micro movement or a little more exaggerated, but again, we're not rushing. Inhale, exhale. And then as that exhale releases, we can slowly release the hands, bringing them back to center. Taking a regenerative breath. Again, not moving too quickly. And guiding the twist in the other direction. We can bring that left hand behind us. That right palm comes to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, press and twist. With the release of breath, and activating the abdominals, maybe squeezing them a little bit as you twist slowly. Staying where you are as you fill up on the inhalation. And then on the exhalation, pressing and twisting a little bit further. Again, inhale. Exhale, press and twist. And then slowly coming back to center. Now that our legs have been crossed for a long time, we're going to reach them out away from ourselves. And you can keep a nice exaggerated bend in the knees if that feels good for you. The spine is straight and long. And you can inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. On the exhale, hinge at the hips so we're not rounding in the mid-back and we're just coming down towards the legs. And again, those legs can stay bent or you can begin to straighten them out a little bit further. And then again, where that inhale begins, we stay. We find stillness as we fill up on the exhale. We can come down a little bit further, still flat back. Inhale. And on this exhale, now you can begin to round into the spine and just melt over top of the legs. You can grab onto the backs of the feet if that feels good for you, or maybe a block, or you might have a strap. Maybe just bring the hands beside you. You can let that head melt over top of the legs, and it may just be hovering. Again, knees exaggerated bend. Or you may straighten those legs out even further. Head might rest on a pillow or a block, or might come all the way to the knee. Taking 3 full, long, slow, deep breaths here. And if you were seated in a chair, you could just be melting over top of those legs, bringing into whatever sensations are there as you melt over top of them. Just mild seated fold. And then slowly, as you begin the next inhale, slowly sitting back up. Coming back into a cross-legged, or if you were seated in a chair, the feet would be rooted into the earth, the spine would be long. We're just going to stretch out either side of our body. So you can inhale, reach the right arm to the sky, left arm to the earth, or both arms can be raised if that feels good for you. And on the exhale, you can reach up and over. Might even open up that chest a little bit more by rounding that right shoulder behind you, and exhale, coming down a little bit further. Thinking about the length in the right side versus collapsing into the left. Feeling that openness, that expansion here. On the exhale, maybe coming up and over 1% more. And then coming back into center. And exhale. Bring both hands to the knees. taking a few cleansing breaths here. And then the right arm can come down towards the earth, or both arms can be lifted again. If you are just raising one, raising the left arm up to the sky. We're going to inhale, reach long, and on the exhale, bring the left arm up and over the right side, lengthening out the left. Again, opening a little more space in the chest by rounding that left shoulder blade back, and exhale, come down a little further. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and then inhale, come back to center, and exhale, both arms back to the knees. The palms can be open. If you want to share in energy and space, or perhaps you want to protect your energy and space by bringing the palms down towards the legs, or if it just feels more comfortable in the body. Listening to the movement of the breath, noticing if the mind starts to wander away. And then we're just going to go into one somatic stretch. And although we're honoring our body, our soma, in this entire practice, this is now a moment where you can go into kind of anything your body is asking for. Maybe you're like, oh, I wish she was doing this. I wish we could go into this stretch. I'm feeling a little tension or discomfort in this part of my body. So each person is going to look completely different. It doesn't have to be a traditional yoga pose. In fact, it can be any lengthening, opening that your body is asking you for. So just finding where your body would like to be. And you don't have to do both sides. This is something I really had to learn, was that everything's about equal on both sides. But here we're just honoring our body, feeling what it's asking for. When you find the position, the shape you want to be in, just opening and lengthening out a little bit further. Just that 1% more, and coming into your breath. Remembering not to hold the breath. And taking about 5 to 10 long, slow, deep breaths where you are. And you may notice a feeling, a sensation of wanting to yawn. That's the fascia releasing that crystalline yet liquid webbing around our entire body, which can hold a lot of traumas, stuck energy. Here we're honoring it by taking it out of its regular pattern and allowing it to release and open up. And then slowly coming out of that, just come back into the resting posture that feels good for you. I'm going to stay here in Thunderbolt. You can be in legs long, cross-legged, lying, again standing. And feeling the body now that we honored it by really listening to what it was asking for. Noticing any maybe feelings of warmth, or light, or energy flow in that area. Just observing. beginning to listen to what the body is asking for now as we go into another somatic posture. So again, it's whatever the body is asking for. Allowing yourself to get into a shape that feels comfortable, that the body is guiding you into. And then when you are there, maybe opening and lengthening up a little bit more, and then connecting to that breath. And then slowly coming out of that posture. Moving nice and slowly back to a comfortable, neutral sitting posture, or lying or standing. Feeling the body now after that somatic stretch, somatic opening. Again, feeling the sensations of the entire body. Not thinking too much about it. Again, just observing. And we'll do one more somatic posture together. Again, whatever it is your body is asking you for. I'm going to interlock the fingers behind the head for myself, creating a basket. Just lightly place the back of my head into there. Again, you're going into whatever posture is feeling comfortable for you. And then lengthening and opening, one tiny micro movement more as you guide long, slow, deep breaths here. I can feel an ant crawling on my chin. The jungle practice always brings extra distractions, but just coming back into that movement, that opening, that lengthening, a few more nice, long, slow, deep breaths here. Making this practice exactly what you needed today. And slowly releasing out of your last somatic posture today. All of mine were seated, of course. If you felt you needed to go into a lying or standing posture, these are all options that we will do in other classes as well, but just listening to whatever it is that you, your soma, and your body is asking of you. And feeling the sensations and the messages the body is giving from after that beautiful somatic stretch. Maybe taking a few exaggerated breaths, even a sigh on the exhale, if that feels good for you. And if not, just remembering to fully exhale. Perhaps thinking of something that brings you a joyful memory, a happy thought, something that might make you smile, a person, an experience. And take that feeling, that sensation of light and warmth, bringing it into your heart. Letting that light and warmth spread through the entire physical body with each breath. Over the next 5 or so inhales and exhales, that light and warmth fills up every cell in the physical body. All the way to the fingers and the toes, crown of the head. Allowing that light and that warmth from that joyful thought, memory, experience to not only fill up the entire physical body, but also that peripheral space around us, or our aura. Allowing that energy to provide a sense of protection, of boundary, of barriers, of your energetic space. Helping us so that we may better, or may we react in a more balanced and centered state when things out of our control try and bring us out of balance. Realizing we cannot be in control of everything, but we can control what happens within us and our reactions, our actions. Bringing that light back within you, right into your heart again. Feeling the warmth, the light, letting the corners of the mouth maybe even curl up towards the eyes. Giving yourself a smile, being grateful for being here today in this grounding self-love practice. And giving yourself a hug, bringing those arms over top of you. Maybe they're just crossed over. Maybe you're giving yourself a very exaggerated hug, squeezing it in. And exhale, release. And hopefully that can help guide you a little bit more peacefully through your day, maybe even guiding you into tomorrow. and the next day. And may you always find time, even just a moment or two, for a breath, for listening to the body and listening to its messages. And may you have a beautiful day and feel the connectedness of our universal consciousness and oneness, and the ripple effect that we give to ourself. May that ripple out into the universe, and may we be the change we wish to see in the world. Namaste.